When Maya told me she was going on a girls' trip, I didn't think much of it at first. We'd been married for 6 years, and although we'd grown somewhat distant, I still trusted her. She said she needed time away, a few days by the beach with her friends to unwind. I wanted her to have that, but something about the way she avoided my eyes while packing lingered in my mind. The morning she left, I helped her load her bags into the car. She gave me a brief hug, polite, distant, the kind you'd give a colleague rather than a husband. I brushed it off, assuming she was just tired or distracted. That evening, I texted her to see how she was doing. Hours later, she replied with a photo of the ocean and a short message, "Don't worry, it's just a girls' trip." That line kept replaying in my head. Out of habit, I started scrolling through social media. When I opened one of her friends' stories, my heart sank. In the background of a beach video, I spotted Maya, laughing with someone who was definitely not one of her girlfriends. A tall man, wearing a hat I recognized from old work photos. Daniel, her coworker. I tried to tell myself it was nothing, just a coincidence. But the next morning, another post appeared, Maya and Daniel sitting side by side, eating breakfast near the shore. The caption read, "Love this view." Their faces weren't fully visible, but I knew her bracelet, and I knew his watch. There was no mistake. I sent her a single message, "Hope you and he enjoyed the sea." Within minutes, my phone lit up with calls, 15 missed, dozens of texts asking what I meant, pleading for me to answer. I didn't. I just stared at the screen, realizing that the woman I'd loved had been lying to me. When she finally stopped calling, I packed a small bag and drove to her parents' house. I showed them the photos, the posts, and the messages. Her mother was silent. Her father's anger was barely contained. They'd always treated me like family, and now they didn't know what to say. I didn't want to hurt her or get even. I just wanted the truth. But that was already gone. 2 days later, Maya came home early. She looked uneasy, sunburned, and pale, dragging her suitcase through the doorway. "I can explain," she said before I even opened my mouth. I told her there was no need, the truth was already clear. I placed the printed photos in her hands, and she didn't try to deny them. She just sat down, trembling, tears spilling as she whispered that it had been a mistake. Daniel had come by unexpectedly, she said. It hadn't meant anything, she said. But her excuses sounded hollow, like lines she'd practiced too many times. I wasn't angry anymore, just drained. I told her that whatever love I'd felt had already been washed away, swallowed by something deeper than pain. That night, she stayed silent as I walked out. The next morning, I filed for separation. No arguments, no public outburst, no cryptic posts online. I didn't tell friends or family. I just stepped out of that chapter quietly. She kept calling afterward, crying through the line, promising that she'd ended things with him, that she regretted it all. But regret can't rewrite what's been seen. Her girls' trip message still burned in my mind, as did the photos. Weeks passed. People started noticing our distance, asking questions I brushed off with simple answers. We needed time apart, or things didn't work out. I never spoke badly of her. Even though she had buried our marriage beneath deceit, I refused to return cruelty for cruelty. Part of me hoped she'd learn something from it all. A month later, a letter arrived from her. Not an apology, a confession. She admitted the trip wasn't spontaneous, that she and Daniel had planned it together. She thought she could hide it. She wrote that she missed me, that she'd give anything to start over. I never replied. I didn't hate her. I just couldn't ever trust her again. I found a small apartment near work and began piecing my life back together. The silence was strange at first, too quiet, but soon it felt like peace. I started spending time with friends, family, and rediscovering parts of myself I'd forgotten. For the first time in years, I didn't feel the constant urge to check my phone or question someone's words. Sometimes, late at night, my mind drifts back to that message. Don't worry, it's just a girls' trip. That lie taught me something I'll never forget. Trust, once shattered, never returns whole. She might remember the sea as freedom. I remember it as the place where everything sank, where love went under, and where I finally learned how to let go.